Mostly that I am a little sister and I know how to be very, very annoying, and so I lean into that. And I know everything about her wants to make others suffer and have enjoyment from that. And so, yeah, I just brought it up. It's true, yeah.
Our chaos gremlin.
So
Yeah.
Any help for you? Sorry.
What did you say?
Nothing.
I couldn't hear you. Say to me, you're right.
Same for me? Same for you, sir.
I feel a lot like Power.
So you don't shower? That explains it. That perfume of yours.
Yeah. Masks everything. Weirdly enough, I relate to Denji in a lot of ways because when I first got the manga, I was living in a garage unit apartment behind a house that didn't have a kitchen. So I had a table with a hot plate, and my vocal booth was next to my fridge. So anytime I had to do an audition or record any sessions or anything, I had to unplug my fridge. So like, depending on the amount of hours it was for a session, I was like, all right, don't keep dairy in there. Like, all right, just kind of, you know. But I fully understand like that level of desperation and hunger and survival instinct, and there's weirdly a gratitude. I mean, I'm grateful for every moment of every day, especially now. And I think what I think is so beautiful about Denji is that he takes nothing for granted in the tiniest of ways, and it's like such a beautiful lesson that I'm always trying to also keep in mind. But definitely been on the struggle path, so yeah, for sure.
So what was your casting experience like? Did you carry that in when you did casting?
When I was cast, you mean
For the role of him?
Well, I had read the manga years before the show got announced, and it was the first time in a long time that I fell in love with. I can't remember last time I read a manga. I had been working full time doing voiceover, and I was like getting back into a lot of anime and stuff. But I've always been a really obsessively nerdy movie kid, and this was the first time I opened up something, and it was deeply cinematic. It spoke my language. It was vulgar and violent and beautiful and sweet and tender and bizarre, and I just like fell so deeply in love with it. And I really connected with Denji, and I felt so protective for a character like that because I feel like he just was so unique and raw, and we so rarely get that. And I did not think that I was going to even get to audition for it, because at the time I was like, I'm a total small fry, nobody knows who I am, and this will eventually become a show, and when it does, they're going to cast somebody way more, well off and established and, trustworthy, and I can't wait to just watch it. So when the audition went through, I was actually in denial, and I thought that it was sent to me by mistake. And so I held off for a minute, and then I called a friend that I knew worked at Crunchyroll as a director, and I was like, I couldn't even say it by name. I was like, hey, so I got this audition, and I don't think I was supposed to. And she was like, listen, I don't know what's going on, but like, you should be for it. You're a dummy if you don't. And so I sent it in, and then after getting the part, it was one of those like weird fever dream things where it was more like I just felt really responsible to not screw it up. But I feel so connected to him that like I just try and be as genuine to where he's at as possible. So yes.
What was your casting